Good morning, everybody. January 20th of 2024, which, by the way, is National Cheese Lovers Day, for all those of you who know. Um, and I don't really know if anyone likes cheese as much as I do. It's actually the saddest thing in the world that I'm gonna have to remove from my diet soon, and I really just don't want to. I wish there was like a way to secretly eat cheese where it doesn't affect your body, like just hide in a closet somewhere. And it just, you don't get the effects of it if you hide in your closet while you eat it. Like that would.
You can have like no cheese, no mac and cheese, no cheese with dishes.
So one of the biggest things about having an autoimmune disorder is you're supposed to remove dairy from your diet.
Mm.
And yeah, I can deal with milk. I could probably even deal with pretty much but cheese is like the one thing that like I put on everything so that I like it.
Oh wow.
So,
Yeah.
we're just gonna not eat any food. We're just gonna only have lettuce, with no dairy dressing. And so I don't know how to work that either because I think ranch has dairy in it, and that's my favorite dressing.
Oh yeah. I can't eat salad without ranch.
Yeah. So if anybody has any good suggestions on, new salad dressings to try that are good, that have no dairy in them, besides Italian, because it's too spicy for my palate, guys. I have a very sensitive, original #white people palate, and if it has any spice or zest to it at all, my mouth is just like, no.
Yeah, I'm getting a low tolerance to the spicy stuff too. I don't really care for it anymore.
Is it the taste buds in your mouth that it bothers, or is it like give you heartburn later? Because I know that a lot of people as they get older say it starts to give them like indigestion or heartburn.
It gives me both. Like I don't like the taste in my mouth anymore, and I don't. It upsets my stomach and stuff.
Ugh.
But yeah, right now, like I would be devastated too because right now I basically eat meat and cheese. I eat
Right. Well, and I
chicken and
know that
cheese.
about your diet. Like that's all that really fits into your diet.
Right.
Um,
I'm supposed to be on like a heavily keto diet, but I do sneak a piece of toast in every now and again.
I think a piece of toast every now and again is okay. It's not like you're sneaking in an entire tub of ice cream, you know?
I did that before. Well, no, not at one time. Over a course of a week, maybe.
Right. No, I understand. Um, but listen, if you can't be on a diet and not have an occasional day that you do that, and I only say that because if you do that, you're going to resent yourself. Like, oh man, I can't even have one tiny bowl of ice cream. It becomes resentment at that point. So no, and I'm probably the most horrible person y'all will ever be around when it comes to dieting because I don't believe in diets. Um,
No. Listen, I'm not that hard on me. Like, I've been losing weight, but I already know, like, I need to have my comfort foods. Like, you know, my ciabatta bread with butter on it and my chocolate ice cream. Even though I might just get one spoonful or one or two spoonfuls just to get that taste in my mouth, but I don't. I have to have it. Like I can't cut it out completely.
Listen, I so get it. But like I said, I'm the most horrible person. Like you can't come around me if you're on a diet. And you can actually ask Sheena this flat out because if you're around me, I'm going to be like, oh, well, so you really don't want this. And I'll name your favorite restaurant and your favorite food and I'll offer to buy it for you. And
Tempting.
yeah, and then you just ruin your diet and it's all my fault because that's who I am as a person. Like I'm just like, no, good food. Like life is about good food.
Oh
Um,
yes. I was about
but
to say
when it
something else,
comes
but
to
it's okay.
when it comes to your health, like, so if you look across, and if anybody wants to dig down this wormhole later, please feel free. But if you look across, diets are different in every country. because it depends on the food that you have accessibility to. And in America, we have accessibility to so much crap food that everyone's like, oh, go on a diet, do the keto diet. But we don't have the actual foods in America that the keto diet actually requires. We only have like 5 or 6 of them.
If we would just eat healthy or eat right, we wouldn't need to diet. We just need to change our lifestyles.
If they would make the price of salad the same price as French fries, I bet you people would eat healthier. But that's the problem, is we're all living on a budget, and it's cheaper to get French fries and a burger than it is to get an entire salad.
Yeah, and
which is crazy.
We got too much processed foods though over here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The processed foods is ridiculous.
Yeah, we could just take those out of stores, and then you'll have to buy food you actually have to cook, and then people will, or they'll just eat out every day, which will then turn into another crisis in America with obesity, and you know, it is what it is.
I prefer foods you have to cook. I don't really like processed foods. Like,
they make me sick.
Yeah, I don't really get down with them anymore, but I don't like to cook, so.
So you
I have another problem.
You have to cook without having to cook.
Yeah, so I'm in another boat. I like fresh food, but I don't like to cook it. So,
and that's why she eats a lot of salads and a lot of fruit and things like that.
I don't eat a whole lot of salads. I would go to Walmart and get me a rotisserie chicken that's already cooked, and just eat the chicken, and just pick on the meat throughout the day or for 2 days, and then I might go get me something else. And my toast, and I put my toast in the toaster because I'm not cooking.
Okay, so everybody on current events, someone send me the intervention information that we're gonna put together for Sheena Marie and her rotisserie chicken problem.
Yes.
Or if somebody wants to just volunteer to send her already cooked, good chicken on a weekly basis, we will accept that.
Right, because I can't eat red meat. I'm on the Manjaro shot, so I can't eat red meat. There's a lot of foods that I cannot eat, or it makes me feel like I'm about to die. It upsets me so bad. So I just be eating chicken. Chicken's the only thing I really can hold down.
And I'm not even trying to make fun, because I get it. I've had to make a few lifestyle changes over the last year due to health reasons, and they've been hard. You know,
I think chicken and ham. Like, I had a ham over the holidays, and I was able to tolerate that, and the ham was so good. You can send me a ham.
That actually sounds really good. Someone send her a ham from Honey Sweet Ham.
Fully cooked ham.
Send it from Honey Baked Ham. Those are fully cooked. You just gotta warm them up, and they come right in the mail, straight to your door. See, y'all, come on. All right, so I don't know about anybody else, but it was a really long week to me. Was it really long to anyone else?
It was really, really long.
I just felt like the days wouldn't end. Like, and I worked a lot this last week.
I just felt like the week wouldn't end. Like, the days were going by fast, but it just wouldn't
like
get
it was
to the
like,
end of the week.
Like double days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then, oh, wow, finally, it's Saturday. That's how I felt, too. The days were just like the longest. And is it really cold there, Sheena?
Yeah.
So it's 12 degrees.
Morning, like, you know I love you, because it's 24 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's 12 degrees here, so I understand. And I think that that's part of why the week feels so long, is it's so cold. And I don't do well with this. I don't know about other people. Like, once I hit, like, I don't know, 33, it was like, way too cold. Don't want to leave my house. I don't like people anymore. I don't like snow. I don't like weather. I've had to contemplate, multiple times if I, love my job or not. And I do. However, I had to contemplate. So,
I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to leave my house at all. So during the winter months, I can just sit in the house.
Hibernate.
Hibernate in the house. Because listen,
we're going to turn Sheena into a bear. She only eats chicken, and she hibernates in the winter.
Yeah, it only comes out if it's 70. Once it hits 70 degrees, then I'll come out the door.
Oh, all right, guys. So and I want to put this out there every time we begin talking about current events. These are our opinions on current events, y'all. We are not scientists. We are not doctors technically yet. Someone is a doctor with Sheena's name. So we know that.
I'm
By the
almost a
way,
doctor, but I got lazy. I didn't finish my last couple of classes.
yeah, same. But that's what happens when you go to school forever. You get to those last few classes, you're like, man, I don't even care no more.
Yeah, I might bump my head and be like, I'm gonna finish, but like there's times when
And I will too. I'm just gonna wait till life slows down, and I don't know exactly when that happens. But when it does, I'll be Dr. Amanda. And at this point, I just want it so you have to call me doctor, because I've been in school was in school for a long time. I haven't been in school for years.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for me to slow down too. Maybe by the end of the year, I might sign up for
Oh man,
another
Sheena sounds
semester.
determined, because I was saying, like, when life slows down, when I'm like, I don't know, 60.
Oh, girl, I'm trying to retire at 50. I ain't doing nothing.
Girl,
But
that's when I'm trying to go back to
vacation.
school, is after I'm retired. Like,
I
I'm
ain't
not.
gonna need to go after I retire.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna hang
no.
it up.
I want it for the gravestone, man. I want it for the gravestone. But y'all, we're not doctors. We're not
I'm not trying to work my
scientists.
brain like that.
Our opinions are based on a very professional life coach, Miss Sheena Marie, and a hippie in the mountains, Amanda Marie. So those are what your opinions are based off. Take it or leave it. You know, it's what we got for you. We got a few things to cover. And another thing with current events, we don't cover politics, and we try not to cover a lot of mainstream news. We try to find things that other people aren't really talking about to talk about here on our current events show. That way you're not coming on our show and hearing all the same things that you heard last night on the news stations. So that's what we attempt to do here every week. Every week's a little bit different. We will always try to tell you what National Lovers Day it is. Like, it's Cheese Lovers Day today. Ooh. And then we are going to start ending all of our current event podcasts with a wormhole that you can dive down throughout the week if you'd like to. And that's just something I decided, because I have a wormhole problem where almost every night I choose a subject and I dive, and it just doesn't end. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get started. We only got a few things to cover today. Our first one being, and also so y'all know, I do send Sheena over the topics that we're covering earlier in the week. However, I ask her not to speak to me about them until we're on here live. So she may or may not have gotten those emails. So she may just be hearing the story for the first time too. So her reactions are more natural than my reactions, because I've already had time to sit and dwell in these things, because I'm finding them and then sending them over to her. So Sheena's reactions to me are the funniest things.
Yeah, I like to do it like that.
Like,
it's alive. We're live, and in the first time, I want you to have that natural, what the hell reaction. Okay.
Like the peacocks.
Yes.
By the way, y'all, our peacocks video on TikTok is hitting some numbers. People are looking at it. They think it's hilarious. I still don't think it's hilarious. I still want to know how often peacocks show up at places. And we did get a lot of extra information about that later on in that day. So anyways, go watch our other lives to see what I'm talking about.
Right.
So the first thing that we're going to discuss today is NASA. So I look up NASA a lot, guys, because they have a lot going on all the time. However, they don't always share it on mainstream media. So did y'all know, because I didn't know until this past week, that NASA had sent a vessel full of ashes of the Star Trek cast, and John F. Kennedy to the moon? Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Me either. Where was the initial release about this? And I know that me and you don't really watch the news, but I feel like this is something I would have heard somewhere. But yeah, so we sent this vessel to the moon. However, the prop, and if I'm saying this wrong, y'all, I'm reading and I don't know what these words are. So the propulsion system failed. And so I looked up what the propulsion system was so that none of us were confused, because I'm not, mechanically savvy at all.
You're not scientist. I'm not NASA
No, I'm
material.
working on it. Maybe I'll make
Yeah,
that my next
I can tell
degree.
you, I'm not NASA material. I have no idea what you're talking about. But go ahead.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'd do well if they sent me into space. I can communicate with aliens, guys.
Oh yeah, I talk to them all the time.
The propulsion system is apparently what causes the spaceship to push forward. So that system is what makes it go forward. And something happened when we were trying to get to the surface of the moon to spread these ashes that stopped that part of the system from working. So when that part of the system was stopped from working, of course, they realized that they had to come back.
So I have a question. It has nothing to do with the story, but why were they going up there to spread ashes?
Listen, I tried to find the answers to that, and all I found is that people thought it would be cool.
Okay, so who ashes? I have so many questions. First of all, who ashes are we going up there?
The Star Trek cast. So, have you ever heard of Star Trek?
Yeah.
So their original cast, their ashes, and then the ashes of John F. Kennedy.
So they just wanted to pollute space with ashes of dead people?
No, the moon, girl. They was going to put them on the surface of the moon.
Who comes up with these ideas?
I don't know, but I was thinking the whole time, like, what if, from here, from Earth, when we look at the moon, it has all those, like, dips and dark spots. What if those are ashes of other people?
They really don't know what to do with their government money. Listen, they... Okay, never mind. It's too early. I ain't had no coffee yet. Even though I'm on Coffee with Marie's, and somebody send me a coffee. Because this is
right?
crap. Like, wait a minute. So we spent billions and billions, because it costs billions of dollars to crank up that dang on spaceship. Okay? Because gas is like $2 million a gallon. So we just wasted all of that money to take some dang on ashes halfway and then have to turn around and come back?
Oh, listen, we're not even done, girl. How about they can't figure out how to land this bad boy back here?
So we're going to have even more ashes. So wait a minute. So
they have a planned crash for the Pacific Ocean.
So they're going to let the ashes sink to the bottom of the ocean.
And as of Thursday, when this story was released, they only had 40 hours of fuel left in that spaceship.
So whose job is it to hold on to the ashes so the ashes don't go drown to the bottom of the like, can you imagine, like, coming back, like, all right, we're gonna crash. We're gonna crash in the ocean. Jimmy,
is there anybody? I don't
hold
think there's people on the spaceship. I don't think there's any people on it. I think it's just ashes. I think that they had some kind of device on the spaceship where they were going to just, like, release these ashes onto the moon. But I don't think there's actual people on this spaceship. But this is my thing, okay?
That's even more retarded, but go ahead.
I paid like $2,000 for my cruise, okay? You know how upset I would be if I was in the middle of a cruise and all of a sudden I'm sitting outside on the little deck talking to people or whatever, and I get splashed because a spaceship plane crashed in the middle of the ocean? Like, I understand it could be an experience, but I also feel like there's a lot of liabilities that could come into play here.
Yeah, because wouldn't that cause, like, a ripple effect? Could that cause, like, a tsunami or something?
Listen, so we're going to see next week, y'all. We're going to see if anybody on the Pacific Outliners next week on our call had any tsunamis or anything like that, because It has to cause some kind of ripple effect. And it definitely can't be good for the ocean environment. Where's PETA? Ain't PETA supposed to protect animals? Or do they just protect the furry animals?
I have no idea. But somebody over there at NASA is not coming up with bright ideas anymore, so
right.
they
If
need
these are the
to.
ideas NASA comes up with, y'all, I could do this job.
NASA's
I
not
could
like they used
randomly
to be.
decide what we're going to send into space. I have ideas. Like, why do we need to send ashes? Let's, instead of ashes, remember those little Furbies? The little gremlin looking things? The do. Why don't we send those to the moon? I think that'd be absolutely hilarious for other countries and other planets to find.
Girl, I think as a generation, we're not in a good space. This is not a good look. Like, I don't know. Like, people who was born like in the 60s and the 50s and stuff was way more intelligent than what the hell we got now. It's like,
that's because we have social media, man.
I have no idea who comes up with this shit. Because we're not reading.
More than likely.
We're not reading anymore, and we're this is really retarded. But okay.
No, I agree with you. Just like the fact that they changed school math for children.
That was stupid.
I have no idea how we're supposed to help this generation with their math homework when they've added 13 steps to division.
Oh, I don't. I tell my son to go talk to his teacher. She's the one that came up with that crap.
Right. That's not how we learned math, guys.
No, he come to me and we're going to do it the old way. We're going to do it the old way if you want my help.
So by this time, though, the NASA spaceship should be crashed somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, and they should have, like, rescue teams around there. I just hope that some poor shark or whale didn't get hit in the head with a spaceship.
I just hope it don't cause, like, a ripple effect, and then, like, the coast is going to have some issues because they didn't cause, like, a big tidal wave to come. Nobody go to the beach that day.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think that day would have been... Yes, maybe today, because it was Thursday when it was released. It was Thursday at like 12:38 in the afternoon. So we're at 40 hours later, right about now.
So I'm gonna look into it later and see. Oh, we're gonna hear a breaking news: tidal wave hits California, because that's the Pacific, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh man,
that's retarded. Let's move on because they just making me mad. Because I could have did something.
Well, I don't know if the next thing's gonna make you less mad.
No, because I don't even know why.
Like, the next thing is so serious, but it's serious, man. And they talk about it.
We got a foster kid problem in America. We got a homelessness problem in America. We got a feeding people problem in America. We got mental health problems in America, but yet we have money to send an empty ass spaceship to the moon to drop some dead ashes on the moon. Like, really?
And listen, just to put it out there, y'all, if y'all to just put the ashes in some random container and said y'all sent them to the moon, nobody would have ever known. Who would have known? How would we have known? Y'all could have just said y'all did it. Y'all don't have to actually do it.
Yeah, y'all could have just slingshot something.
Made a bunch of homeless shelters and then put the ashes in a jar and said, no, we already sent it.
But who bright idea was it? Why? Did JFK say he wanted to be on the moon? Did his crew of cast of Star Trek say, oh, it'll be dope if you take my ashes and put them on the moon? Like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Them people are ashes. They can't speak no more. Ain't none of them came up with this idea.
And who signed off on JFK ashes? Like, okay, you can remove them from wherever the hell they was and take them to the moon. Like, what the hell? Okay, I'm done. Next story, because I'm getting up some more mad about this as time goes on. Okay, next story.
All right, so next story. Completely random, completely new subject. The federal government is banning road signs that are funny. So have you ever been driving down the highway and you look up and they got one of those typed in signs or whatever and it's something cute or catchy or fun? Like I know that like we saw one of them that said get your head out of your apps instead of, your ASS. And then I've seen some that say 100 degrees 100 is the temperature, not the speed limit. And they'll say funny things like that to catch your attention and make you slow down. Well, the federal government has said that these are too distracting. They're causing too many accidents. They're the reason for the accidents. So as of 2026, they are being eliminated. You are not allowed to have funny signs like this at all. I can tell y'all, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Man, they're sucking the
However,
life out of life.
right. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, listen, those signs might be stupid to some people or distracting to some people. But when you're stuck in traffic, like, I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. Atlanta. I live an hour from Atlanta, okay? Hour and a half. But when you're stuck in that traffic in Atlanta, you don't have nothing to do but be mad. So those little funny road signs, that's all you live for when you're down there. And they're pretty creative, But if you're not allowed to see any funny signs because all they want those to be used for is like Amber Alerts and things like that. And I'm like, dang, I know we have a lot of Amber Alerts, but what, we're just going to post only these? So if there's no Amber Alert, there'll be nothing on these signs. They're not really giving much information, but it's not just that. Like any signs you've seen on the side of the road, like I know if you drive like out here in the mountains, there's a lot of farms, but they're also on mountains. So the first time I ever saw the sign was out here, but they have a sign where it's like a cow halfway upside down. And it says, it's like it says caution falling cows. And it's not really to be funny, but it's still a funny sign. They're going to remove those. But man, them cows really be falling off the side of mountains, man. So you kind of need to leave them there.
They just want to be controlling and don't have nothing else to control.
Well, and that's my thing. Who took all the time to figure all this out? Like, if this is what we're paying, our taxes are paying for us, the government to do, then I don't feel like we should be investing in NASA. We should not. I said NASA. NASA.
Yeah. What kind of
signs.
who job was it to sit there and come in for 40 hours a week to research signs? Like, what the hell? Like, how much do you get paid to come in and research? Like, no, first of all, you had to research accidents to even come up with enough data to know that the cause of these accidents is because some stupid ass sign.
And I don't even believe that. I think that that's just an excuse that someone's using. They had road rage. They hit the person in front of them. They wasn't reading that sign and laughing at it. They was tired of sitting in traffic. So expand the roadway.
Who out there reporting to their insurance companies that they got in that accident because they seen a dumbass sign on the side of the road?
Right.
Ain't nobody said that shit.
Nope. I've never. I don't think anyone's ever discussed that. But meanwhile, they're not talking about the fact that you can get, and sorry, this was random from last night, but did you know that if you start building a house, even if you don't have water piping or a water meter yet, they can still charge you for water? Only in Atlanta, though, y'all. Look it up.
I didn't know that.
But, well, I didn't either. It's all over the news down here. Some man got a $30,000 bill.
What? Ain't no way.
Right, and that's what he said. He was like, I don't even got no water going to the house yet. How I got $30,000 bill?
Ain't no way. They had to give me a discount on that shit, a real good discount, because ain't no fucking way.
Well, he was like, listen, I think I figured it out because ain't nobody talk about the fact that this man lived on a golf course. Where y'all think that $30,000 worth of water went?
It went to watering the damn grass.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he got the whole golf course water bill.
No, he just lived over on the side of the golf course. But I think he got the bill for the whole golf course is what I think. And I think they're just not talking about it.
I would have been like, you built the wrong motherfucker because it's not me.
That is not my bill. I do not accept.
Yeah, that's my neighbor's bill. My neighbor's staying on over there. And you need to
I
send this. You
seen
send
Tim
this.
Bob and them drinking out of the hose last week.
You need to send this bill over there on that side. On that side, don't send it over here.
Oh man. All right. And so the last story that we're going to touch on today, which I don't know how many people know this, and this is just new data that has been released. Apparently, this is something that is kept up with every single year, and I never knew this. And I just thought it was kind of a big deal to talk about because for those of you that know, Sheena and I are both writers. Writing is our passion. It's the core of what we do. So, you know, she's gone her own journey in life and I've gone my own journey in life, but we're both writers. And that's what kind of brought us together, even for this podcast, is because both of us write and we're both very into our writing. It's very important to us as people. It's both of our ultimate goal is to be at home writing somewhere for the rest of our life. But there are 320 journalists imprisoned around the world currently right now. And these aren't journalists with no names. These are actual journalists. These are journalists that have been on TVs. They've done interviews. 320 of them are in prison right now for freedom of speech. And the reason why it was so important for me to talk to y'all about this is, am I a super big fan of America? No. I think our government's crap. That's my personal opinion. I'm allowed to have that personal opinion because I'm an American. I'm allowed the freedom of speech because I'm an American. But in saying that, freedom of speech is only something that we have here in America. So if you decide to take your butt over to Russia, over to, God, there's so many different countries, over to Russia, over to North Korea, places like that, and you try to use your freedom of speech, guess what? Shackled up and stuck.
I understand how people think they can go over to different countries and think America, their laws are our rules. What they can do in America, they can do somewhere else. You're in a whole different damn country. Like, you
Yeah,
have
and
to
you got to
follow
follow
their
their
rules.
laws.
Just like when people come over here to America, they're gonna have to follow American laws. Like, what? How do you think? So they're all over there overseas locked up because they couldn't shut their mouth.
Well, and now in some of their defense, a lot of it isn't really warranted. Like during the war on Iraq, we had like 35 journalists get arrested for reporting on the war, even though, and they would like literally step like one line off of what is considered the American territory over there, just 1 foot off of that. And the Iraqi police would arrest them, throw them in jail, and hold them as more or less bait. Like, hey, if y'all capture somebody we really want, we'll trade y'all this American for them. And yeah, a lot of these people are stupid to have made those decisions, but I always go back to the fact that I have chased my writing dream my entire life. So if these people are out there chasing their dream and they're just trying to get the best story that they can get or the best information to send back, and they don't realize that they take that one step over that American territory line, then boom, they're done. And they're just stuck in a situation. And, you know, I already know that America has the most prisons. We don't have the best prisons, but our prisons are definitely going to be better than the Iraqi prisons. You know, so they're stuck over there for the rest of their lives in these 1-by-1 cells. Not really 1-by-1. I think I was reading they're like a 4-by-4 cell, but they don't have hard floor. They're dirt floors. And they're served 1 meal a day and provided 3 cups of water. That's not a lot, y'all. You know, it definitely does not fit the nutrition standards of the American prison system. Not that we have any standards there at all. We treat the incarcerated so horribly, but that's a subject for another day.
Yeah, that's a whole other podcast.
Right, yeah, that's a yin yang podcast, not a current event, y'all.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
We're going to need a full hour for that conversation.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I wanted to end, especially with Martin Luther King's day being this week. America has come a long way, and it might not be the best country in the world, and we might spend our money on some really stupid stuff.
Hey,
But
it was
you do
last
have a
week.
lot of freedoms.
Wasn't it? It was
The
last week.
15th, girl, that was Monday.
Yeah.
Martin
You
Luther
said
King Day was,
coming.
huh?
You said
No,
coming.
I said this week was Martin Luther King's birthday. It was
Oh,
Monday.
that's just user error, I guess. I thought you said it was coming this Monday. I was like, wait a minute, it's already passed.
It did already pass. Yeah, y'all, it was my bad. I don't know if maybe I worded it wrong or she heard it wrong. We don't know which user error is in progress right now because it is 7:00 in the morning. And we both probably worked till about midnight last night. So, with that being said, it was on the 15th. But,
Yeah.
he fought for a different kind of freedom. And, I'm forever grateful for that freedom. For what he fought for makes it so me and my significant other can live in a household and not be threatened, So I am completely appreciative for what he fought for. But America in general is not as bad as a country as people are making it out to be, because you do have your freedom of speech here. Me and Sheena are allowed to have this podcast and say whatever we want because we're in America. In any other country, we would be scrutinized, watched extensively, and probably incarcerated at some point because we have very bold opinions for women.
Yeah.
So.
And I like to say I like to talk to aliens, so.
It's not her fault, y'all. It's when Sheena was younger, she had a lot of alien friends. And let me not say that. If you was ever Sheena's friend when she was younger, I am not calling you an alien. I don't know you. But I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I feel like I could communicate better with aliens than I can half of the universe here. I bet you the conversations would be more interesting.
No, I didn't talk to aliens when I was younger. I talked to the voices inside my head when I was younger.
Which is why Sheena is so good about mental health awareness now, guys. Oh, that's too funny. So, we've decided that we want to end each of these podcasts with a wormhole, something to dig into. So all I'm going to give you is the subject so that you know what to Google. And Sheena doesn't even know about this shit either. So she can call me on the side if she has questions. But the wormhole for this week. Girl, my phone ready. But the wormhole for this week, for all of you that love to dig into your wormholes, this is an old one. However, it is an interesting one. I want you to look up Flight MH370 and Diego Garcia. It's one conversation, but man, it is an interesting one.
Okay.
So dig into that wormhole. Let us know next week what you'd like us to go over in the future. And we will see y'all next week here live at 7 a.m. for Coffee with the Maurice.
Coffee. Next week I will actually have coffee.
Y'all have a good week.
Bye.